ask you, I don't mean to play devil's advocate, but I don't fully agree with this one. It says hard work beats talent. Now, let me tell you why I don't say that. I feel like hard work is very important, but sometimes people are not so cut out for something specifically. And regardless how hard you do something, and I want to make an example with Leo Messi. I look at Messi. I'm not even a fan of Messi. I'm more of a Ronaldo guy, by the way. And obviously that contradicts what I'm saying. But
I will argue that. Just kidding. Go for it.
I'm more Ronaldo guy, but with Messi, it's just talent. And I think I've heard one of a story. It was a podcast. It was a sport podcast with somebody that's played with both of them. And he said there's a time where Messi would FaceTime like his family. He's not doing like these drills, just FaceTime his sons. And after then just gets the ball, takes on 5 guys, takes a glorious goal. The reason why I say that, I feel like talent is just as important, and you can develop that talent, in my opinion. But I feel like sometimes there's so much of brainwashing, like just go work hard, you can figure that out. Like, what's your saying on that?
I would agree. I think there's favor in the person, and then there's favor in the land. Meaning, you may be standing or planting in the wrong land. Does that make sense?
100%.
And so it's like, cool, you could plant pineapples in Utah all day, baby, and you would have 0 pineapples. You know what I mean?
That's a good analogy, actually.
Alfalfa, you could do pretty good here. So it's like, I think so many people assume that all land is built the same.
Mm-hmm.
And we underestimate. So I wrote a book called The Self-Experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about how do we fully experience our own self, identity, profile, gifts. And I think too many people don't double down on their strengths and they try to be somebody else. It's like, well, my brother did it this way, so therefore I have to. Or my dad told me I needed to. And I'm like, hold on. Just because your dad did that doesn't make, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I hate saying this, but like I found my dad sold Kirby vacuums in college. My dad was a successful entrepreneur. I saw all of my uncles are successful entrepreneurs. My grandpa was the best sales guy in all of State Farm in the West Coast.
Wow.
I just found a dude with my last sales summit event. I'm in Arizona. A guy walks up to me. He's like, "Are you related to Grant Taggart?" I'm like, "Nah, I've never heard of that." You've never heard of the Smithsonian dedicated to him in Utah Valley? Grant Taggart? I'm like, "No, what's this?" And I look it up. He's like, he had 20,000 insurance agents back in the 50s. He was literally the best in the world. And he said, my mom was the only employee of his, and she happened to have these extra books that were written to him. And so he just mailed me these books that were signed to Grant Taggart that were like OG sales books from the 30s, literally with dates on them. I look him up, and I'm like, I start to almost like get emotional because I'm like, damn, this like runs in my blood. I call my dad. I was like, Dad, do you know Grant Taggart? He's like, oh yeah, he's my great uncle.